Previously on Euro Truck Simulator 2.
It's just tucked away in the back of there. I want to live down there. That looks lovely. Past the birch trees. If you're a Minecraft fan, you'd be cutting those down for that white wooden wood. Hello and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. So last week we had a shorter mission. I had a shorter American Truck Simulator. It's just purely time sometimes. It's purely the sort of the nature of the beast that we don't have the time for it. But we are kind of wandering around. I think Latvia at the moment, or are we in Lithuania? I think we might be in Lithuania actually. It was Latvia to Lithuania. We went from Riga to this place here. We did quite a short journey, but it's quite a beautiful countryside. I'll be honest, it was quite a beautiful countryside. So the plan was to kind of get back across the sea. There seems to be quite a lot of sea crossings actually from here. Get back across the sea. Wouldn't it be nice if I could get one there? That's a heck of a journey, look, with the boat. Look at that. That's a long one, that. All the way across there. To Ronstock. To Rostock. That looks kind of cool. Anyway, wouldn't it be nice if we could get there? That would be quite nice for a journey. I quite like the idea of that one. So, anyway, we've got a job market. I don't know if we're tired or not. I'll have to have a little look in a second, to be honest. So we'll get on the job market. No, we don't want job market. We want tanker. I'm playing the wrong game. I'm playing American Truck Simulator. So, we've got our little tanker here at the moment, and there are no jobs available where we are. That's annoying. That's actually very annoying indeed. Is there anything where we're down the road? Is there anything here? I can't get there because I've not been there before. That's actually a bit annoying actually, because I was looking for a quick cargo there. I wonder if there's anything of freight. We might just change it for a freight one and go somewhere else. Let's see what we've got here. At this location. Let's see what we've got. So Lithuania. That one takes us back into Sweden. Through town we haven't been to. I quite like the idea of that one, actually. Quite like that one. Thousand time. This is taking furniture. 16 tons of furniture. Let's have a little look. Performance forks. Yeah. Gothenburg. Budapest. There's some interesting ones here. That's up to Russia. That's to Gothenburg, which is right the way across. That's quite a decent journey, that one, with a nice ferry ride in the middle. I quite like the idea of that one as well. Actually, that one there. I might ditch the tanker and go for something slightly longer this time round. Take something from BLT, Baltic Logistics Transport. Quite like that one for Gothenburg though, because that kind of takes us right across Sweden with a chance to go somewhere else. Yeah, I think that's the one. So let's go take that with a GPS. When we get there, we're going to have to reverse in, take the job, and we'll lose the trailer. Will go back to the garage. So one of my lovely drivers will steal off with my lovely felt binder garage thing. And let's see, time. Well, we've woke up this morning. Perfect. I did say this before. I think about this. It's perfect timing for the morning. Lovely truck. Nice to see it rolling free. Okay. Oh, it's literally next door. Excellent news. So it's 5:29 a.m. It's Sunday morning for you, or Sunday day if you're watching it on the day I put this out.
Turn left.
And we'll go that way. Let's turn in this one, and we'll go there. Oh, nice and smooth. I kind of like the sunlight in the area we're in. You know, these Nordic countries, they just have different. Just seems to be different kinds of sunlight. I said one day it was like somebody put a blue filter on it, and it was very much like somebody had a blue filter. No, it's not cargo. It's freight. Got freight. Was the freight one, and it's going to say you'll lose your trailer in a second. Do you want to dismiss your current trailer? Yes, I do. To take this job. So that'll have just disappeared. Like in a poof of magical smoke, it's just disappeared from the Baltic Logistics. So we get to do the thing we haven't done for a while, actually, which is the reversing element of it. So let's get sort of in position before we reverse it and put these two trailers, this trailer and this truck, the tractor and the trailer together. So at the back of the truck, you've got this thing called the fifth wheel, which is that horseshoe-shaped thing. and we have to hit it on the bottom of there to the little dangly down bit, which we can probably see on one of the ones in front, or we can sort of see it on the one on the back there, that one there. Can you see it a little bit dangling down? That's called the pin. We have to hit the two things together, and once we strike those things together, when he can learn to drive. Look, learn to drive. When you strike those two things together, I can't even see the truck. There it is, the trailer. There it is. Right. When you strike those two things together, he says, driving very badly. Let's just drive in this gap here and get ourselves a bit straighter. We'll use this gap here as a sort of a position for me to sort of drive through and mount the curb a little bit probably. So when with these two things together, we get to attach the trailer, which is great news. So it's been a while since I've taken another load. I've been enjoying taking my new the felt binder trailer, but sometimes you have to change it up, don't you? You have to change it up. You have to try something different, something new. I've just whacked the two things together. I haven't really hit them straight on. So it's been a while. It's been a while. He says, two things together, beautiful. There we go. And I don't know why I paused that there. I wanted to zoom out, and we're going to look at the truck attaching and the trailer legs going up. So the legs will go up there. So goes the legs, and ping! There goes our hoses. So look down at the bottom right-hand corner. You can see my speed, which is 5 kilometers an hour. The gear I'm in, which is automatic 1. The damage to the truck, which is minimal, a little bit of scratches in the bottom there. It's a little bit orange, slowly goes red, finally gets to about 80%. You'll start getting real stalls. I think about 60% you get real stalls as well, actually. Then you got your fuel, which is nicely full. We've got plenty of fuel for this journey. Lovely. Look at the flower beds; they're lovely, aren't they? I've got plenty of fuel, so we're nicely fueled up and ready to go. And then we've got the bed. Which slowly goes blue, then finally goes red, and then I cry because we usually means I'm going to crash into something and die because I fall asleep at the wheel because it's fatigue. I like to think of it more as your legal time to driving, but I guess fatigue also works for this. Then you got the envelope, which I always say is sadly underused. It's only used at the beginning of any game. If you go over to American Truck Simulator, you can see it in the sort of first maybe 5-10 episodes how it's used and how it appears within the whole game. And then we've got the time, which is 5:40 a.m. and it's absolutely gorgeous. Going to be a beautiful day, a beautiful day. 5:40 a.m. That train's just going to come through in a second there. I was lucky that I got through that before I should have stopped, to be honest. I'll be honest, I should have stopped there. I just drove on through the train track. 5:40 a.m. Then below that we've got the little look, we used the big mirror in the middle to get right up to the line. There we go, right up to the line. And then we've got the destination, or the time we'll get to the destination is Monday, 1:53 a.m. It's 1,025 kilometres. That includes the ferry crossing, so we will use the ferry crossing at some point. And there's the lights, we're on go. Let's come across here. Let's go for it. Beautiful. There's a nice sort of 200 kilometre journey through the countryside here before we... I thought, was it 200 kilometres that was the boat trip? I can't remember, actually. But we got a decent journey. We got a reasonable journey before we get to the ferry, and then we go from the ferry to into Sweden, and then take away across Sweden. I was actually looking at, funnily enough, talking of Sweden, I was looking at a thing about the countries that the British Empire has invaded, conquered, or has gone to war with, or the ones that we haven't gone to war. And Sweden appears on the list. It seems that the Swedish, we never felt the need to invade Sweden in any way, shape or form. I guess they invaded us, didn't they, with Kia and saunas and stuff like that. We did discuss this. I think 8-Bit Rage mentioned this. I can't believe we missed saunas off and meatballs when we were talking about the Swedish. Quite true. We did miss off saunas and meatballs, and the Kia, of course. So we missed off all the important Swedish things. But I guess Sweden got to invade the United Kingdom with its affordable flat pack furniture. That's what it did. It did the whole thing. Kind of reminds me of, if you've seen it, Fight Club with Edward Norton and Brad Pitt. The two of those gentlemen in there. Because at one point there's a whole thing where it flies through as his flat explodes. If you've not seen it, his flat explodes, and as he flies through it prices everything up as Swedish furniture and appliances. It's really quite funny as it flies through and to the explosion of the gas in the property. Do recommend that movie, but if you're not keen on a bit of blood and violence, it's probably not your thing. But at the same time, it's quite good fun. I was on my lunch break the other day, and I was sitting in the office, and I was having a little bit of a break, and I was watching a rom-com because sometimes you need a bit of pulp in your brain, don't you? It was called The Other Woman, I think it was called. It was Cameron Diaz, Julia Benz, I think it is, and some other girl, can't remember her name, and they're basically, one was married to them, one was the mistress, and one was the girlfriend who had no idea. And of course they then tortured the gentleman involved, and stole all his money and gave it back to the people he'd stolen it from. All that kind of stuff, the general sort of rom-com feed, and of course they come out successful at the end, and he's in terrible sort of financial hell and all the other stuff that goes with it. But so I was watching that in the office, just an aside there, to be honest with you. To be fair, today was summed up by myself in a white van going down the motorway, with Radio 2 on. I'm getting old. BBC Radio 2. I'm getting old, and it was I think it was Scott Mills playing, and Scott Mills was playing Starship on there. So I had Starship turned up full blast. I was singing it away to my heart's content. And do you know what? I can barely remember any of the words now, but I was singing away to the song going down the motorway. Just sort of working my way down there. It's quite windy actually, though. I remember the van got knocked around quite a lot, so that kind of sums up my day today. How was your day? Did you find, or how's your week been? Did you find a moment to sing Starship in a vehicle, and as you went down the road? Do you know some of this? There's something about. So I always think it's quite nice when you actually just let rip with a song that you quite like when you're travelling along. It did actually make me think, though. And this is how old I am. I want to get some CDs out to put in my car and have a little listen to. I've been listening to the Primitives recently, and that's quite an old band from the 80s. I don't know why I bought it. It was something I put on. When you get these wish lists on particular sites, so I stuck it on the wish list, and it would come down to sort of like £2.50 or something similar. So I just felt the requirement to purchase it and add it to sort of to listen in the car and stuff like that. So I bought this rather cheap. I do like this area. Rather cheap sort of music CD, and I've been listening to that in the car recently when I've been out and about. I love the fact that the shadowing, just dappling off things, is so clever, isn't it? Really, I mean, I know. You know what though? It does make me wonder about ray tracing. Technically my video card is capable of ray tracing, which is fine. It's technically capable of ray tracing, but I mean, I've only got a couple of real ray tracing games. One of which being Control, which was given away free by Epic, I think it was, not that long ago. Control is a proper ray tracing game where the environment traces the rays of light basically, so they reflect off surfaces properly, and the developers design the games with the lighting sources, and then the video card does the calculations to make the things sort of reflect the light in the right places. Although that was close. Although very, very, very clever, very, very clever indeed. It is without a doubt. It is. Do you think it's a bit too little, too late? Because I think that the technology is already there with the older stuff to do the shadowing and whatever else is. I mean, if you put this on somebody else's computer, and I don't think it has ray tracing in it, I know it doesn't. So all these shadows and things like that are all sort of artificially created. Are they better or worse, or are we used to it? I don't think it really matters at this point. I think that the point that ray tracing was clever doesn't make it as clever as it is now. That made no sense, did it? Let's try and rephrase that. Maybe it isn't required, because a lot of people are still. I think that the kind of I don't know what the average is now on Steam, but the average used to be 1060 at one point. That was the big sort of average for the whole thing. I'm wondering if the latest is a 2060 is the new average, possibly. I don't know. We're kind of moving on to sort of moving on to different video cards. I know there's the 40 series now. I mean, mine's a 30. Mine's a 3060. Well worth it. TI. Big difference, by the way, between a TI and a standard one. That's a beautiful view. Bit of a difference between them. I'm just gonna put that like that because that looks so cool. I like that. I like that a lot. It's a nice view. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, there's a big difference between 3060 and a 3060 Ti. A lot of more compute units, basically, and the whole thing. But am I pushing it to the very limit? I don't think so. Is this game pushing it to the limit? I don't think so. What are we waiting for here, peoples? I don't know what we're waiting for. Oh, it's a train. Oh. F3. Let's see if we get a train in view. There we go. See if we get a train. There's the shot for the train. There's the train. Very cool. That might be the shot for the video. It's nice to see. Nice long train, actually. Decent size. I think that's the second one that's gone through, though. I'm pretty convinced of that. Pretty convinced that's the second train that's gone through. That's kind of cool. I like that. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. A lot of people can't tell the difference between ray traced and actually software rendered equivalents of. Even experts in it struggle with the look of it. I don't. I mean, I guess it's nice to have. Is it a nice to have? But the developers of games have to change then the surface textures of things as well. So you've exchanged one set of I guess. One set of computing sort of visual aids for it for another one, realistically. Yeah, it's the same sort of difference. But anyway, oh look, cows. Moo. Several cows. We've got 3 coos. The crazy cows. Look at those things. They're such happy looking cows. Big green one, big blue one, big white one. They're flipping brilliant. I like them. Cows. There's a cow on the level. Can't really crazy cows. I like that. Decent sized episode, this one, by the way. The American one was because I do them on different days of the week, you see, so that I can kind of enjoy it rather than just sit down and do one after the other. I like to enjoy and then take a bit of break and a breather and whatever else is. So that this was me recording on a different day of the week. I'm starting to try and get a routine into my life with these things so that I can actually really push them through. I noticed though it was really interesting. Oh God, what are these idiots doing? They've crashed into each other. Wow, look at that. I'm just gonna wait here for these two to work it out between the two of them. Either that, I'm gonna go across the road on the edge. I wonder if I can go round you. Can I go round you? Can I go off the? Oh, this is bad. Off-road net, people. Yeah, off-roading it. Look at these two idiots. I'm coming through. You're gonna have to wait. Yeah, that's fine. He's gonna wait. He's a good driver. He's waiting. Brilliant. So, F3. F3 again. I should really mark them with labels, because I can't really tell from the distance. My eyesight's not that good to see what's written on them. They're very written in small, really small letters, unless I get my face really close and then I'm on top of the microphone like this. Then I can't really, sort of see those things. So I think I'm leaving the country. I think entering a new country. I think I'm going to Latvia now. So from Lithuania to Latvia, quite quickly. I've got the 80 kilometers an hour. Truck wiggling from side to side. Yeah, there we go. Latvia. Speed limit changes significantly. Drops down by 10 kilometers an hour. Oh no, 50 kilometers an hour. Please. Apologies. Oh, speeding. Bad. Must be near a police car. Can't be far away from me. Anyway, we're down the road. Through Latvia. We've discussed Latvia before in the past. It's one of the poorest European Union members. Specialising in sort of farming is its thing. As a result, though, it probably subsidised the most. Usually tends to be the way. If you're the poorest, you tend to get the most. Isn't that strange that in the European Union they managed to actually manage that? That's kind of an amazing thing, isn't it? You know, if the poorest actually get enough money to survive.
Go straight on.
I'm sure there's some political statement in that, really. But anyway, we'll avoid the politics. But yeah, poorest get the most to survive. However, that doesn't account for stupid government policy. So when Greece got a lot of money to bail it out because of its bad management of its state, that's a different thing altogether. Anyway, enough politics. Let's get back to driving. Let's do the driving bit. I'm rather liking driving through 8 a.m. 8:30 nearly in the morning. 8:30 in the morning. Just a beautiful crisp day. It's just, I do think there's a blue tinge to this all. I don't know about you, but I do. I feel like there's a blue tinge to the lighting of the whole thing. There's sort of a northern cold thing to it. Don't know if we get that. Bus out of service, I'm guessing.
Keep right.
Yeah, out of service, 90 kilometres an hour. We can slow down. Gonna come off at this one. Let's check the mirrors. That's a suggestion from Bobster to increase my enjoyment. To be fair, lots of things I do in this game are to increase my enjoyment of the whole thing. But you know, major things like traffic densities, to looking in your mirrors, to the advanced coupling where you have to hit the fifth wheel and the pin together. These things are great stuff. These are great suggestions. I keep saying it. I keep saying it in the videos, and I know that. I mean, Hatman said, "Where's your tutorial video for the new people? Get those new people involved. If you're new to Euro Truck Simulator, what do you need to know? What are the key things?" And that's all been taught to me by the people who watch. You know, Bobster, Mark Middleton, Hatman, and a few others who popped up along the way. You've all given me great suggestions for how best to play this game. And that's the thing. This is the thing about this game. It's those little suggestions have really improved my enjoyment of the game from having to turn my head to look in the mirrors. That is a real. That's one of those things. The traffic density, the changing the amount of traffic sort of accidents or activity on the road. I didn't reduce it as far as recommended, but I did reduce it by about. There's a traffic speed camera. I did reduce it by about 10%, so it's normally about 50%. So a lot of things happening on the roads, you know, detours and other things. I reduced it by about 10%. And it's made a difference. I mean, turning off one that I found myself was turning off the speedo, or the limiter, so you can speed, which might sound ridiculous, but it means you can go a little faster sometimes when you're not being followed by the police. What else can you get? The other thing was I didn't know about the GPS. By default, it's off. Well, the GPS is on, sorry, but the voice on the GPS is off. So although I've got Doug speaking to me right now, there's many different languages. Very cool stuff when you realise it's there. And if you don't know it's there, you never get to experience Helga. And it's always worth experiencing Helga. She's a very experienced girl. Yeah, it's very good, that one, actually. To be fair, that was that. I still keep meaning to change back to Helga. Actually, I quite liked Helga. She's a nice girl. Shouts at me. Anyway, right, on we go, around we go. And round, and round, and round, and then down. Check in the mirror. And we're going to enter the road. That's cool, did well there. Further along. Not far away now from our first sort of major stop, which is the oh wow, look at that! I want to stop down there for a sandwich. Look at that. That's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. That's a really nice place to go for your lunch, isn't it? Can you imagine that? It's probably quite nice there. I wonder how cold Latvia is. I get the feeling it's cold. I think it's a cold country. I think all these Nordic ones are quite cold, to be honest with you. Look, you can't even turn down it. Oh, that's a shame. I thought it would be nice to turn down there. Not that I would have done during the video, but it would be nice if you could. It's always nice to be able to detour. It does have some very fixed borders, this game. You can't. It doesn't let you just drive off randomly, which is actually a little bit of a shame, really, because it would be quite fun. But I suspect over a certain horizon there isn't any more map. I think that's probably as simple as it is. There's literally no more map over the horizon. They don't want you driving over there because there's nothing there, or it's very low resolution or something similar. It's just enough to fool you with the feeling of open space. I might be completely wrong, but I suspect that's probably the case. That tends to be the way with computer games, to be honest. It's very clever, though. I mean, this all stems back to the days of Wolfenstein 3D and Doom. Those original games, great games. Doom changed the world forever. Realistically, Wolfenstein 3D started it, but Doom was a winner. Doom changed our idea of gaming for everybody. That was literally that was an earth-shatteringly important moment for gaming. It always will be, and that's the thing, though. It's a legend. It's legendary, isn't it? So John Carmack and John Romero. That's it, Romero. My friend knows John Romero. He lives in the same area as he does. He lives in Galway in Ireland. That's where he's living nowadays. So. But my friend used to work for EA, works for Apple now. He's friends with him. I met him along the way, because of gaming circles and all this kind of stuff. But he was at the good days of EA before they became an evil empire. An evil empire. Still can't bring myself to buy games from them. There was something the other day, and I was like, Somebody said, so everybody's saying to me as well, I need to buy Activision's latest game, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I'm like, no, I can't do it, and I definitely can't. It goes against my principles. Until the nasty man at the top is gone, I think it's a little unfair to do that. To be fair, a little while back, SCS Software got themselves into a little bit of hot water, but I wouldn't call it hot water. I would say that they just decided not to take a political view on it, because during the pandemic they had people transporting vaccinations, and they refused to take a view on it one way or the other. So they basically, people were like, oh, well, you support vaccinations, and the anti-vaxxers, no, I'm supporting anti-vaxxers, and basically they basically said, we're doing neither. We're just doing some fun driving. So it kind of hit some news outlets, gaming outlets, but very few, to be honest with you. And it was I would call it a storm in a teacup, that one, but it's symptomatic, though, of bigger companies who just avoid. They're hogweed, by the way. These things are bloomin' hogweed, without a doubt. That's hogweed. In the UK, that's called hogweed. Hogweed grows to about 12 feet tall. Kids think it's fantastic because when you cut the ends off it can be used as like straws and guns and things like that. Sort of not guns, but blowpipes type things. That kind of stuff. But when I was a kid, there was loads of warnings in the parks about hogweed. And the warnings basically said that don't put these things to your lips, don't get it on your skin, because actually what happened is that there was the interaction between the juice of that particular plant and your skin. Caused a chemical reaction that physically burnt your skin like acid. So it burnt your skin and sort of stained your lips. So you put it around your lips. You know that whole joke where you put the binoculars around your eyes or something like that, and you lift it up, and you get black eyes on both sides as a result of it. Yeah, it's like that, but burnt in, like permanently. Oh, don't upset the policeman. Yeah, burnt in, not a good thing. Ooh. Yeah, so hogweed, not a good thing. In fact, you're meant to report it if you see it because it's meant to be destroyed. It's a bit like Japanese knotweed. Look at this fancy sports car going past. Look at that. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. I do like that one, but I do think it's a bit boring from Lamborghini. It's a Marcellado or something like that. Marcellado, Lamborghini. I mean, a Lamborghini's a great name. I mean, they made tractors originally, of course. They still make tractors. I'll be honest, they do still make tractors. They make tractors and sports cars, which is such a weird combination, isn't it? Tractors and sports cars, but I quite like it. I kind of like Diablo. You know when they did the Diablo? The Diablo was a fantastic looking vehicle. And it's a great name as well. Lamborghini Diablo. Really kind of rolls off the tongue, that one.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
I was watching somebody was talking about video games and computer games and sports cars. You know, the ones that have been in it. And of course, the most iconic and number one on the list was of course the Ferrari Testarossa or Testarossa. That was the number one on the thing because that of course appeared in Outrun. That was its thing. It appeared in Outrun, and it's iconic. It really is. But what I find really quite scary is that it's been taken out of all the current games because, of course, licensing. So you can't get it in the newest games. So even when you get the if you get a Sega Mega Drive Mini or Genesis Mini 2, it's the particular model. The game caught it there, not badly, but I did catch it. It doesn't appear in it. It doesn't feature in it anymore. It's actually a variation. There's like a there's like a Pegasus on the back and sort of side wings that don't look like it when it flips over. And actually, it really annoys me. It's one of these things that really gets my goat. I should do a video on why the changes to it get my goat because it's just not. It's not the Ferrari, and I know it's blooming licensing, but it's stupid. It's stupid for a game of that age. You know, 1986 that came out in. Look at that bull over there. Another cow. Moo. But it really does. It gets my goat, that one. It does. It just drives me round the twist that we cannot get the original car. Why? So old, that game. So old. What are they going to do, Ferrari? Come after everybody who's owned a copy of it in the past? Don't think so. We're so silly. Not the case. Oh, there we go. That's a lovely flag. Some flags here. Some more flags. Got a photo. Oh, this will be Rigger. Not Rigger. Rigger? Not Rigger. I don't know where it is. There's a photo up here though. There's a scenery thing that we've been before. Oh. He's saying, and when I was out last night, I fell over and I hurt my hand. That's what he said. Oh, hang on. They're having a debate over who's going to drive the forklift. We're not going to stop at that one because we've been there because it's coloured in. It's no longer grey. We're just going to get on this ferry and there's no speed limit here. That's very weird. Boats. We're going to get on this and we're going to ride on in. Stop. Perfect. Let's push the button. 8-hour journey. So this is good because this goes lets us sleep. But unfortunately, that's probably the middle of the night when we arrive.
Okay.
Probably the middle of the night. Possibly. That's Calais. That was a nightmare when I had the level. Oh, no, it's not so bad. 751. Disengage the handbrake. Where was the handbrake? Somewhere. Where is it? Down here. I don't know where that is. Right. Okay. On we go. And out we go. Been here before, it seems. Follow this out of the city. It's a shame we're going to get in at 2:55 a.m. That's plenty of time though. We'll be all right. 2:55 a.m. Let's make our way out.
Turn right, and then turn right.
Turn right, and then turn right. That's a lovely sort of church on the top of the hill. Stockholm. I think I'd like to go to Sweden. I've never been to Sweden. Anybody been to Sweden? I think I'd quite like to go there. I think it'd be nice. And I'm not just talking about for the IKEA furniture. I'm talking about for I think they sound like a lovely bunch of people. Even if they were never invaded by the British. I think Andorra's on that list as well, but of course I think we probably won that one by default because they took up the British national anthem as their own as well. I think that's probably a win. They just saved time. They avoided the invasion that way. Don't know anything about Andorra actually. Nothing at all.
Go straight on.
Go straight on. I'm going to go straight on. And on we go. We're going for it. Very good. Nice. And just trundling gently through the countryside. This is what we want. Get a bit of speed up. Look, we're just going to leave 70 kilometres, and I like it. We'll take the 70 kilometres. Look at those rock faces. They're quite nice. I like it. I like the greenery. I'm a bit. Do you know? I think I like the dark green. I think the dark green is a nice colour. I always wanted to. If I was going to get a car, a special car. I don't know about anybody else, but there's several things that as a car that I always kind of wanted if I could have one. And I don't know why this was one that I always wanted. I always wanted a Lotus Esprit, and I always wanted it in what they used to call British Racing Green. I always wanted it in that colour, that dark green that's there. I know you can get midgets in that as well, but you could get the Lotus. You could get the Lotus in that British Racing Green. I always quite fancied that. I think it would have been a good colour for a car. I think that's a nice colour. It's a colour that I quite like. I like my cars coloured as well. I do like different coloured cars. I do think that I actually think it's really boring that we see only sort of greys and blues, greys and whites and blacks on the road, and then occasionally nowadays a red car. It used to be a good reseller as a red car, but occasional red car. But I actually wish the sellers would just I wish it was like Smarties out there. There was lots of different colours, so instead of these supposed big sellers, why the hell would you want these big sellers? Oh, that's a struggle for the truck. Whatever this hill is, it's a bit steep for me. Really struggling to go up it. But I just think they should be like Smarties, just brightly coloured. You can see what I do with my trucks, can't you? When I do that kind of stuff, I just go mad with the colours. I really like it though. I think it's a good idea. I'll let you get across there. Yep, that's a good idea. They're all coming off now, aren't they? Of course they are. They're all coming off. Don't hit me. That's it. Good. You're going to let me go. Thank you very much. Squeeze around here. I was looking at that building. I was wondering what it was. It's just a building. Nothing exciting. Just a building. So 446 kilometres. Come on out. Next to the Colicor company. That's a very famous brand of cola flavoured beverage. Colico. Taken a few loads for Colico before. Quite like it. Just touching the edge of the road. A little vibration there. Wonderful. 8,734 from one of my drivers there. Another driver, Rebecca H, has leveled up as well. Same driver, just leveled up. 6 hours and 21 minutes. Game time remaining. Decent. This is a decent, what I would call a decent run. This is a good run. Lovely bit of activity from the old drive. You can just stay there, truck. Speeding a bit, trying to grab those few extra miles per hour. Very bouncy road though. There we go. Very bouncy. Scania. There's a photograph. Is this a Scania factory? No, it's this bridge. That's what it's for. It's that big old. That's that big bridge there. It's just a photo opportunity of the bridge. You're meant to take a photograph and point it out. Now, Mark mentioned this in the comments below. You're meant to point it at whatever you think it is, and it will give you a kind of an overview. Look at that. It's got glass all along the side. Oh, is that a railway bridge, do you think? I don't want to stop and do it, though, but that looks so cool. It looks really cool. That's a very big bridge. That's a very, very big bridge. That's a very big bridge. Oh, God. Can't really do that when you're driving along. Alright. Plenty of... The bed is now emptied again, by the way, because we had an 8-hour trip. So basically, I had a good sleep on the trip. And that's why it's like that. The sunlight is wonderful. Even at nearly 9 p.m. at night, it's still blasting away. It won't be dark here though, because that's one of the things about Scandinavian countries. It doesn't really get dark. I guess it does in the real winter, of course, you know, but it doesn't really get dark. It just sort of sits and hangs in the sky, does the sun. Further up the globe you are, or the further down the globe you are, actually, same difference effectively. I'm going to overtake Mr. Koliko again.
Go straight on.
Yeah, we're going to go for it. Koliko! Full speed ahead with some Koliko. I've got a cup of coffee. I hope you've got a beverage too. I'm going to have a quick sup of that right now. Those bridges, which are quite good for spying out. Having a restaurant and break things. I kind of like it when they turn them into restaurants and stuff like that. I think it's kind of cool. Because you can kind of watch the traffic go by. It's like those things. I know we've mentioned it many times before. I find service stations extremely interesting. I think they're a hub of society and people. You know, I do love seeing people in those things and watching the world go by in them. Now, I always thought to myself, when I get old enough, I'll actually write a book on one. I'll just literally go to one and spend a year there recording, you know, the people who are there and write an actual book on that particular service station, just, you know, and the people that you meet within it. I think it'd be really cool, actually. I think that'd be actually a really cool book. I think people would want to read it just because it's like real life meets fiction, I guess, in the whole thing. Right, coffee, beverage, drink. You stay there. I'm going back in a sec when I've drank. Hang on. Oh, that's good. Oh, we were debating this in the office the other day. On today, should I say? Debating this in the office. The content of coffee. You know, the milligrams of coffee, and which were the highest in sort of caffeine ratings. And it seems that the baker extraordinaire, the Fantastic Greg's is one of the highest contents of caffeine. It's good stuff, actually. I'll admit I'm quite partial to a cappuccino from there because it's good value for money. But it also seems it's also very high in. Oh, look, there we go. That'll be the old. That's a plain stroke Saab place, I guess. Maybe because wasn't Saab from Sweden? Or am I wrong? One or two, anyway. So, but yeah, so wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Anyway, so yeah, the content and the content of caffeine, stroke the product itself, brilliant, really brilliant. There's apparently somewhere else down south, not in the northern part of England where I am, but down south that has one that's even stronger as a coffee. But it's actually a coffee house, and I can't remember what it was called. Something with a P. I want to say Pritz, but I don't think it's called Pritz. Don't know what it's called. If you know what it was, then put it in the comments below. But apparently they have even stronger coffee content than my usual sort of, usual sort of. If I go for a Greg's or something similar. I do like a sausage roll as well. I'll be honest. I do like a sausage roll. But apparently they're going into more fast foody things. You're going to find in there chicken burgers and things like that. I'm not sure how that's going to go down because that really is a departure from the pastry-based products that they actually produce. So it's a real departure. I know they've started doing things like potato wedges and things like that, but I think when you diversify beyond the products you've got, especially when you've got winning products, it seems it's an awfully odd one, because you're kind of adding a layer of complexity possibly that isn't required. Maybe that's just my opinion. Blimmin' heck, what's that about? Wow. Gothenburg 239. Where I'm going is 285. So we're not far away. The sun's going down beautifully over the mountainsides. Look at that. Look at that. He says swerving all over the road madly when he's doing that. Loving it. Loving the textures of the suns and the sun and suns. Yeah. The Sons of Tatooine, of course. That's exactly it. There's a bit of Star Wars to go with it all. Luke, I am your father. There's almost a mist in there. Look at that. I think there's a mist forming in there. Feels it, doesn't it? Feels like it's quite misty. Really good, this. I hope the people who make it sit down every day and go, wow, we've created something brill. Maybe bored of it by now, I guess. Spending years, playing it and developing it. 7 years of American Truck Simulator as well. 7 years. Built on obviously the Euro Truck Simulator 2 engine. But 7 years of it. Wow. It's hard to believe, isn't it? I've only been playing it, 2 or 3, maybe? 3, I think 3. But it's a lot, that. It's a lot, that. 3 hours and 45 minutes left, 247 kilometres. Almost our destination. I can smell it. 4 hours of travel time-ish. Very ish now. There's a castle over there, look. Loving heck. Or ruins of a castle. Of course, now we're travelling in the night. It's not so good, but at least it's not completely pitch black. There is that glow of the sun in the west of the sky, isn't it? Is the west? Yes, the west. Sun rises in the east and, of course, sets in the west. So yeah, there's still a glow there of that sun. My wife's just gone to check on my son. He's in the room behind me. I think he's quite happy. He's stacking beads. One of his little hobbies there, stacking beads into in this case it's a little handheld vacuum cleaner, which has run out of charge. It will be charged later for him, but it's run out of charge right now, and doesn't want to take it off him, and he's putting the beads into the vacuum cleaner, i.e. through the nozzle on the front. It's just a little hand one, so he's popping those beads in there. And it's very entertaining. Clearly, putting beads into to things. So it's funny, really. When you've got a child that's got seen to have sort of, I hesitate to use the word disabilities. More, he's different. He's a different child. The quite often you end up with things like piling Lego or stacking cars or sticking beads into to vacuum cleaners. Or at one point we had one of these sort of portable oil radiators before I got one fitted properly. There's these portable oil radiators, and he used to feed coins that he'd find. So if I left my coins out, that you put in your pocket just change for your parking and whatever else is, he used to put those coins into the vents of the oil-filled radiator. In fact, when I had to take it apart and remove about £10.50 in change out of the unit itself, but yeah, just an interesting thing. Realistically, we'll get how far are we away? 3 hours away. 3 hours away from our destination. Not far now. 3 hours. Less than 3 hours. Centre of the place, I think. Just gently rolling through the countryside in the night. Lovely. We're just making our way gently through. Sorry, I keep going. I keep in noise, and I don't mean to. Sorry, it's just that's why there's something called a pop filter. It's basically just like a little filter that goes in front of your microphone. And I never fit it. It's sort of sat looking at me, but it's there, and I never fit it. But that kind of pop filter takes that harshness out of that kind of tutting noise or the noise that I make with my mouth. And I've just realised here in this particular episode I've done that like really loads and tons of times. So I've really done that quite a lot. Didn't need to, but just did. On we go. We'll blast through the countryside. Gothenburg. I think it's Gothenburg. Yeah, Gothenburg. I think it's where we're going anyway, isn't it? Or we got Gothenburg. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. We're just enjoying the drive. And truck's just pulling slightly as well. It's a heavy load. Just sliding through the night. Just behind this track tanker with its circular red lights.
Go straight on.
I am going to go straight on. 70 kilometres. Oh, it's Rock Eater. I do like that. It's the name of a company. Rock Eater Quarry. I think if I had a quarry, I'd call it Rock Eater. I suppose you can't now, though, can you? It's trademarked by SCS Software. Supported by them. I think there's another update coming soon, isn't there? Oh, there's another. I think there's another. Is there another one for? I mean, we've just had Texas. Can't be another one coming so soon. What is the next one anyway? I can't even remember. Where are they doing next? Where are they mapping into it next for the next part of it? Anybody know? I actually genuinely don't know that one. I'm sure I saw it recently, maybe. Why would you go down round that bend? Is there something over there that I need to see? There's clearly something you need to see round there. No, I don't know what the next place is that they're doing actually. Where they've mapped next. I have to admit, I do feel a bit sorry for SCS Software. I mean, when they do into Russia, and of course everything happened in the Ukraine, and still happening in the Ukraine. I won't hesitate to say that's still happening. And they had this map and whatever else is, and they stopped and they didn't release it. And I kind of felt very sorry for them because obviously this that generates their income, but at the same time you can't support the actions of Russia. So you kind of have to, if you've got something that's like that, you can't really do that. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does make sense. So I did feel a bit sorry for them because I think we're a map behind where we should be. I think we would have had another map last year, of course, as a result, but never happened. That's why I'm saying I wonder where they're doing next. Actually, I can't remember. To be fair, that's the other reason why I've kind of avoided doing some of the Russian side of it, because you've got St. Petersburg already in this mapping, but I've avoided doing it. I wonder where else they can go though. Have they got? I suppose they can. That's quite tough. Imagine if they did Africa, top of Africa. That would be quite entertaining. I reckon they'd be rough roads. That's a totally different game when you're talking about that kind of stuff. Mr. Rock Eater's going off. Didn't really brake hard though. I thought he'd brake harder than that. I've still got plenty of diesel. This thing's excellent when it comes to fuel efficiency. Really, really good. Saves me a fortune. Nothing like my American trucks. They just guzzle fuel. 92 kilometres to go. 2:19 a.m. Perfect. Bed is filling up. That means we can get in, get a good sleep, and then we're away for the at the end of that. Quite enjoyed this trip. It's been quite a nice trip. It's been nice to have you along. We're just making our final approach along the road. That actually feels that's pulling a bit. We're definitely going uphill now. We are definitely feeling the pull of the whole thing. Here we go.
Go straight on.
And straight on. Oh, that was a big jump. I never really know what to do with those. You know, they're like lines there. Are you meant to give way to things coming down it? I think that's a snow thing, you know. I think that's a snow thing. I think because they're coming off a slope, coming onto it, you kind of have to give way because it's a slope. And I think that you're meant to give way as a result. I think. I don't know. Or either that, you're just meant to slow off, ease off, give way, because it kind of keeps the traffic flow better. Maybe. I don't know. It just feels like there's something about that should be that you know, something important about the whole thing. Right, 59 minutes, 60 kilometers, not far away at all now. Absolutely, you know, sort of trundling down the road. Beds filling up. 2:20 a.m. A good drive, enjoyable drive. Got to reverse this big old sort of trailer in. Get ourselves, was it 39,000 or something like that? Good chunk of cash. Good chunk of change. The money in my bank account's just increasing. 8.2 million euros. I'm not gonna be poor. Definitely not. 50 kilometers. The countdown is on. I remember watching a Norwegian driver get stopped in Germany, and he in some very sort of was it Norwegian or was it German? No, it was German in Norway, other way around. German in Norway getting stopped in some tunnels like this, and it seemed he'd been over his time limit, and his load wasn't very well secured, and it was kind of overlapping the side of it, and it was freezing cold. They absolutely threw the book at him, to be honest with you. He was running late. His load was incorrectly secured and stowed. It was kind of overlapping the trailer itself. It was horrible, realistically. It was horribly dangerous, I think, is the answer to that. And it was on some kind of TV sort of police type thing. I sometimes quite like those, you know, when they do that. I mean, I saw another one where the driver was where somebody from Member of the Public phoned in because the driver was driving erratically. It turned out he was twice over the legal limit for alcohol, and result lost his license, which doesn't seem unreasonable for being twice. He was swerving along the motorway, not a good thing. So the police pulled him over, and as I say, found he was twice over that limit. And down we go. Yeah, they see there, like that. Why is he stopping? Why are they both stopping? Is this because I have right of way? Yeah, I think I do. That's really weird. I don't understand that one entirely. I think I have right of way there, but that doesn't really. I don't. So technically, the times when I've flown through there at a pace, they should have given way to me, I guess, or I should have given way to them. Sorry. Don't know. It's not really happened to me, but I suppose it was possible that something could fly down and I could end up smashing into it. Gothenburg, but I'm pronouncing it badly. Gothenburg. Oh, it's actually to a port that we're delivering this. I don't even know what I've got. Actually, I forgot what I was carrying. It tells me when I've come to the halt. Or does it not tell me? I can't remember. I've come over. Concrete through the centre.
Keep left, and then turn left.
Keep left, then turn left.
Turn left.
going to turn left. It's going to happen. Well, we're on the stop. And brake. Nice and close to the car in front of me. Look at that. It's only got about a metre. About 3 feet. Is that about a yard? Something like that. Okay. Practically see into his car actually there. Hang on. You can't do that. I was through it already. I've just got a £70 fine for that. You've got to be kidding. That was £70. €700 fine for that. That's not on. Okay, to the marina it is. We're over here at this marina. Yeah, I'm going to turn left. Shh. Oh, somewhere. Park straight across from us where the boats are. It was a nice ride. Thanks, Doug, for your scintillating review of my my driving. That was I appreciate every word you said. Right, I'm going to use the space. So this is what Mark always says to me. He says, use the space. So I'm going to pull it past these barriers there, and then I'm going to reverse this beast in. So let's pull it past here. Get ourselves as straight as possible. And then... No, that's no good. Come on. Get yourself straight. Straight. There it is behind me, look. I can see it now. He says, not seeing it at all. I love the attention to detail, the little labels on it, you know, the little yellow label there, little blue and white label down the bottom. Attention to detail's brilliant. Love a bit of attention to detail. And I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, I'm handling the job already. I need to go further over here. Hang on. Oh yeah, I do. Look. A little bit over. And it's just rolling slowly into the parking spot. Very much a nice drift in here. Nice, gentle drive. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely straight. And he's done. Perfect. I keep pushing that button instead of pushing the button I want. So we're done. Looks straighter on that side through the window than it did on that side. Maybe there's a slight tilt to the whole thing. Anyway, press T to drop the trailer. Detaching, unwinding. You can see it there. The legs go down. We've done it within the time limit. And we've got ourselves... Was it nearly 30k? That wasn't 30k. Oh, no, nearly. Nearly 30,000. Nice drive. I love that one. Fuel consumed. Base reward for the distance. Love it. That's brilliant. Right, let's go across the... I don't even have to look. I know exactly where I'm going to park. We're going across there, look. There's a parking spot over there. Across the road. We're going over the road, and that's where we're going to park for the night. There's a big loads here. Heavy loads. So, must be over here where those trucks are, I think. There's some parking spots over here. I'm going to assume that those are the spots. Yes, they are. Let's pull round. Yeah, I'm not going to park like that, though. That would be very unfair of me to park like that. Let's park a little straighter. The reflection of the barriers over there. Very good. Right, okay, let's push the button. Let's zoom out. Let's push the button to go to sleep, and we'll be about 10 o'clock? 11 o'clock. Oh, it's raining. We woke into a beautiful rainy morning. That's where we're at. Lovely rainy morning with our lovely white truck. Beautiful. White and orange truck. I love it. Love a bit of colour. Anyway, I've been your host, Trilogy Night Doom, and thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye now.